Good evening, everybody. You go ahead, Jamie. My bad.
You go ahead.
So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. Tonight is our 1 year anniversary, so we're trying to bring back. Go ahead, Jamie. My bad. So we're trying to bring back all of our brothers from Georgia that have been on the chat from time to time, or have been part of the show. So we're trying to bring back all of our brothers. And that was me, man. We're having a heck of a night tonight. So anyway, we got Jamie's cameraless right now. A Mooser 316's with us, but he's a little cameraless issue. We got Georgia Boy 44 with us, Kyle, Jamie, and Chico will be joining us soon. We got a couple other invites out there, and we look forward to talking with you all on the side chat. And if everybody wants to go around and say what they got going on or say hey, we'll be joining us soon.
Hello, everybody.
Invites out there, and
I just oh my god. I bought a new computer. Well, I built a new computer probably, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I've not done anything with my camera since. And Nathan, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, yes, you're just steps away from defenestrating the whole machine.
Yes, I'm fixing to defenestrate my webcam because it says that it is in use somewhere else, and I damn know for sure that it's some type of Windows setting because it's what Windows does. And I just, oh god, yeah. Hey y'all, maybe I'll have video sometime in the next 3 hours.
Woo!
I'm telling you, it's great. I'll go ahead and go next. Hey guys, good to see everybody. I'm sitting here with a mouthful of food. Happy Friday. Glad everybody could make it here. Glad everybody else on the panel could make it here too. Chico's running a little bit late. We already know about that. I can't wait for the technical problems he has. It's been a very entertaining evening already, and we just got started. Stay tuned. There's more.
A monkey and a football is what it's like. What it's been like here all night between me and Jamie, and it's just bad.
So, Georgia Boy, how you doing? It's been a while.
Yeah, doing good. Just been busy, and I think I'm like everybody else tonight. I'm having technical difficulties myself, trying to pull up the side chat on another device. But it's good to be back with y'all.
Great. So you got the mech in the background.
What's that?
So I see you got the mech in the background.
Yeah, it's back there. I hadn't used it, but it's back there. Got it refurbished and hadn't loaded a single shell yet.
Man, I finally I swapped this year from using my 6.5 Grendel to my 6.5 Creedmoor for hunting out here as soon as the permits go in. Some of the fields are already planted. The ones that I permit hunt on aren't yet. But I finally reloaded some probably about a month ago and got that rifle sighted in this week with the thermal on it and everything. And but that's the only reloading I have done since I redid my kitchen last year. It's just for that rifle this year. And all I did was 50 rounds. Can hardly even call myself a reloader anymore.
Well, that kitchen broke your stride. That's all.
Dude, that kitchen was killer.
Well, I'm sure you're glad now that it's that you're able to use it and don't have the issues you were having before. So.
Oh, we love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, it's great. If I had video, I'd be able to put up pictures for everybody. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But if we ever get there, but yeah, it's been nice. You know, it's kind of funny because we bought an old house. It's like a 1930s farmhouse, and I've never had anything that looks so nice. Like when we got done with it, you know, I walked into it and I was like, I can't believe this is my house. You know, I mean, we did tile and we got granite countertops and all that crap, and we put up all the backsplash. I mean, we did all the work ourselves. So it was a lot of busting butt, and insurance ended up paying for all of it. But it was a lot of work. It probably took a good 2.5, 3 months.
And now it looks like a Better Homes and Garden kitchen.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Chico joined us. Hey, brother, how you doing?
Hey, guys, how y'all doing, man?
What's up, Chico?
Glad to see you, man.
Sorry, the son had to eat.
That's all right. You still can't see me because my camera's being a piece of garbage, but that's all right. What do you got? 5 guys. See, we don't have that down here.
Yeah, we do.
My son will be in my pocket. He was like, "Eat." I was like, "Okay, let's go."
Where do we have Five
Good
Guys,
seeing
Nathan?
everybody.
So
Y'all have one
Best
down in
Buy.
Valdosta? Oh, did they put one down there?
Yeah.
How long has it been there?
About 3 years, I think.
Huh.
Tells you how much he gets into town.
Yeah, I avoid going to town. I hate going to Tifton, let alone going all the way down to Valdosta.
Oh boy. So hopefully Jamie's going to have camera and/or audio here shortly. So
Oh, I've got audio.
oh, okay. Well, hey, buddy, you ain't said much.
Well, we do this for everybody to get together, relax, and unwind. And this has been just a mad dash today. And
Are you unwinding yet?
I remember, in the words of one of my heroes, Mr. Ray Charles, sometimes you just got to let it's going to do what it's going to do.
Yeah, that sounds great. Ray Stevens is kind of more my style, but yeah, no.
Chico, you missed the madhouse at the beginning. Jamie couldn't get his camera working and all that stuff.
Kyle's got food. Mooser's camera's down. Georgia boy's having some issues.
He's like, "What's wrong with this piece of garbage?" He was having problems.
So you might be a reloader if you're having camera issues.
I said, I can't wait for Chico to get here to see what kind of drama he's got.
Hey, real quick before we get too much into any gun stuff, I want to get Nathan on record on this since we're live. My Braves are barely playing 500 baseball, and I think we're 2 games below now as of last night. But what on God's green earth is going on with your Mets?
Boys trying hard. They're doing their best, I'm sure, and we'll see how things go. It's a long season, I'm still enjoying watching the games.
Sounds like an Atlanta fan now. Jesus.
Well, look, man, I like baseball, and I try not to get too down. I'll get a little frustrated from time to time, but I try not to get down. I'm a Mets fan. There's a lot of bad seasons in there, so you kind of get used to people underperforming.
I mean, because obviously I've not been watching a lot of the Mets games. I've seen them, the series that they beat the crap out of us. I mean, we ended up getting a split, luckily. But what is going on? I mean, is it pitching? Is it the hit? Is it the hitting? I mean, it seems like y'all had a solid lineup.
What it is, actually, it's a 2-part thing. At the beginning of the season, every pitcher on the entire staff might as well just stayed in St. Lucie in spring training. They were terrible. I mean, Jacob deGrom was just giving away games and everything, but the offense was just killing it. Then all of a sudden the pitching decided, okay, wait a minute, hold on, let's show up. So they started pitching, and then the offense just disappeared, like gone. So who knows? I got some theories, but that's getting into the weeds,
Is your big first baseman still hitting at least? My way out of Florida.
Yeah, we got 2 guys that are hitting. Pete Alonso, that's the rookie first baseman, and Jeff McNeil, which should be at third base, but is jammed in the left field.
Pete Alonso out of Florida. I just want to throw that out there again.
Yes, he is. But everybody else might as well be showing up with a wiffle ball bat.
All right, I don't want to get too sidetracked on that. I just wanted to. I mean, we're sucking right now too, and I have no explanation why for what is going on with Atlanta right now, other than I don't like the way we're setting our lineup. We desperately need some bullpen help. The fact that both, you've got the reliever out there who Kimbrel is still out there, who we could desperately use, as well as I'm really upset we haven't signed Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah.
We really could use another veteran arm in our starting rotation. But that's enough of that. We can move on.
So tonight, guys, we don't have what I would say a hard plan as far as topic, but the main part is to kind of catch up with everybody, see where everybody's been. Hopefully we'll have Eddie B on a little bit later, and ambiguity, and who am I missing?
Oh,
I think there was one other. One there? Anyway, catching up with everybody, and then we'll see where that goes from there. We've got quite a few people already on the side chat. I'm going to go ahead and give a quick rundown. We got Loads of Bacon, out there. Thanks for coming, brother. I appreciate it. Cranky Cletus, Big Man Outdoors, Jeremy Gunslinger. Curtis Chapin, give me some crap about the old lady and where she's at. She has reloaded and she is in Georgia. She's in the side chat, brother. Kingpin, thanks for showing up. Vanessa Kitty, wiffle balls made in Connecticut. Didn't know that. Crooked Creek Shooting. I don't know if we've talked before. Thanks for coming out. Jesse B Outdoors. Uncle John and Uncle Jim. My two uncles are in the house. Ryan Birchfield. Glad to see you, brother. Card fan. That's kind of my second team from living down there for quite a few years. Seven Wonders. Glad to see you. Oh, who else we got here? Mario. Hey, man. How's it going? Oh, boy. Ocean 374, the birthday boy. Glad to see you. Glad you can make it out. Don't know if I said Jeremy Gunslinger. I know he's working on some 45 Colt stuff, which is kind of ironic. I don't know about ironic, but fortuitous because of the evening. Talk about it later.
Oh, look at that.
And we got a camera.
Look at that. What the
Pamela
heck?
Earp, glad you make it out. Loaded Cap Gun, of course. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, Fuzz to Fork 8. I'm glad to see you. And Reloader 762. Guys, I'm glad everybody can make it out. I appreciate it. It is, like I said, like I said earlier, Andy 79Z28. Glad to see you. And Eagle Eye Shooting. This is our 1 year anniversary ish. It was actually Saturday on the 7th. Was the first time we posted Georgia Shooting Connection video. And I was surprised to find that out. I did not think it had been that long. It feels like only yesterday. And given our technical difficulties, we still haven't gotten much better at this. But, guys, I appreciate everybody coming out over the past year. I think it's kind of crazy. We've built a little bit of a viewership. Friends that were out there, and we got to know everybody. Jerry 1911, thanks for showing. And I really do appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody on the panel and everybody in the side chat. So with that, I am done yipping for a minute. Let somebody else have the flow.
I brought some props tonight, which actually works out well now that I have a computer. It's a lot easier to show your props when you've got not a computer, but a microphone. But the first one that I brought is actually reloading related in a way, and it's this doodad right here. This is a Tac Star brass catcher, and there are a lot of brass catchers that are on the market, and I'm not affiliated with these freaking people, by the way. But there are a lot of brass catchers that are on the market. I know Caldwell's got one that's relatively cheap. This thing cost me $25, and it's basically for an AR platform rifle. And all it has is just has a little clip that slides right on top of one of your Picatinny rail mounts. And rather than the Caldwell, the biggest complaint that a lot of people have with the Caldwell one is the brass ends up melting through the bag, because it's just like a really fine mesh bag, almost like if you were in the military, like you've had these, or like a laundry bag that's got holes in it, you know, that it's just kind of like that. It's just a cheap mesh bag, whereas this is kind of a nice reinforced type deal. It doesn't hold a lot of rounds. I think there's 20 rounds of 6.5 Creedmoor in there right now, which I guess the lighting's not going to show very well, but it'll hold probably 30 or 40 rounds at a time. But for us reloaders, especially while we're doing stuff with our rifles for your AR platform stuff, this thing's on Amazon. It's $25 for Amazon Prime, and I've absolutely loved the crap out of it. I think it's been awesome.
And I'll be ordering one this weekend.
What's that?
And I'll be ordering one this weekend. Thanks.
Yeah, I will. Hold on. I know I can share my screen. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. Share screen. Screen number 2. Share. And y'all should now be able to see right there exactly what that thing is. So yeah, that's it. That's it on Amazon. Tac Star Industries. Brass catcher. I'll leave it up there for another couple seconds. And I don't know if the frame is 3D printed or not, Vanessa Kitty.
It seems like what we're seeing is a small redacted version.
Yeah. It actually works really well. Like I said, shooting 6.5 Creedmoor, that's 308 style brass, heavy hot brass coming out of there, and I've not had a single problem out of it, and so I really like it. So that's one of the things I had to share. I've got some other stuff over here, like this bad boy that we'll talk about here in a few minutes. But I'll let somebody else take turn.
I think the frame is it's a metal frame, correct?
It's actually, so the frame is like a really hard, almost like fiberglass style plastic. It might just, maybe it is metal. Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know. It's really hard either way, but it's riveted in 3 spots, and you can unbutton, or 4 spots here, and you can unbutton the snaps like that, so you can just leave it on your rifle like that, kind of like a shell deflector. And then, like I said, I found it really convenient and nice, and it's not heavy at all. That's a big thing that we'll get into, that I am not all about heavy accessories on your guns, but yeah, I think it's awesome. And for a lot of us that are doing, like I said, sighting in a lot of rifles and whatnot, and having to go find your brass, this thing is great.
Sigma Soldier 31 asks, anyone using the Lyman Brass Smith powder thrower? Yes. Go look at Uncle Jim's channel. He's got a great review on that.
I was going to say, I think most of us are, actually.
Yeah, I've got one.
I don't yet, but I very well might here soon.
Jamie, you've got one, correct?
I do.
I don't think Chico's jumped on board yet, but
I'm getting one, though. I'm getting one. Hey, look, I got a question for Amusha.
What's up, brother?
When you first started talking about that brass catcher, you said $5.
I said $25.
$5?
I said 25.
Okay, that's what I heard. I heard $5. I was like,
No, I mean, maybe I said $5. I don't know. I thought I said 25.
No, you said 25.
All
Chico just has bargain ears.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not affiliated with this thing or anything, man. I mean, if I was, I might say $5 because that's how you're getting back from it. But no, I said 25, I think.
okay, my phone might have cut out. I heard 5. I was like,
No, like I think the Caldwell one is somewhere between 20 and $30. And that's the one, like, a lot of people are like, oh, use this one. And then you read through all the comments on Amazon, and everybody's like, oh, the brass burned through mine in 6 months. The brass burned through mine in 6 months. So I just figured I'd give people another option out there that is just a cheap Chinese probably piece of crap, but
well,
I
appreciate that, Rob. I've got the Caldwell one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating hot wings. I've got the Caldwell one. I hadn't burned through it or anything like that, but then again, I'm not sitting there dumping 100-round mags either.
Right. The only advantage that I would say the Caldwell has over this one, well, 2 advantages. One, you can't buy the piece yet that attaches onto the rifle. So if you want to swap it around from different rifles, I know on the Caldwell one you can buy that piece individually. For this one, you can't. So you'd have to spend another full $25, where you probably have to spend, what, 10 or 12 to buy that piece from Caldwell. And the other thing is, I know the bag on the Caldwell one is bigger, but at the same time, being bigger and being less rigid, that bag, to me, seems like it would hang down past the rifle. Whereas this one doesn't go past the receiver at all. And in fact, I've got my 6.5 sitting here. Let me pull it up onto the table. And as you can see, it just kind of slides right on, and there we go. So it doesn't even extend down past the magazine.
That's about the same size as the Caldwell one.
Okay.
I just hadn't experienced that problem with it. I've got the mount on a couple of different rifles, just because I'm old and fat and don't want to bend over and pick my brass up.
Well, down here, a lot of the places you shoot, the grass is about 10 inches high or so, or a foot high, and it's like, man, it gets to be hard to find your brass a lot of times, especially if you're really kicking it out there.
Yeah, if I'm gonna, I mean, literally, if I've not mowed that day or the day before, especially when we get into the heart of summer, it becomes a bear just to find brass, just depending on where it's thrown it. So I finally picked it up, and I love it. Yeah, Jerry 1911 saying, I know Caldwell mount is available. I think they've got it on Amazon as well, or your favorite whatever. That's the only thing with the Tacstar is it just doesn't have one. But this thing is so great that I legitimately am willing to go spend another $25 if I'm going to put one on another rifle. So, take that for what it's worth.
Well, on the Caldwell mount, I mean, it's just a simple butterfly rail mounted jig, so to speak. I mean, it's just nothing.
I got one. I have one. and I forget where I bought it from. I forget who it is, and it doesn't have that mount. It's got the Velcro strap.
Okay, you got so you got more like the bolt.
I don't know.
You got like the bolt gun one.
Yeah, he got the old school Caldwell.
The bolt gun one is what I call it.
And I've had it about 3 years. So, and I've used it. It's because it wraps around the rail of the gun. It's not, but I've seen everybody with the ones that has the Picatinny mounting system type deal. And this one, I wasn't too fond of it, but it did do what it's supposed to do. But it does hang, like he said, it does hang below because it sits right next to the ejection port.
Right.
So it does hang a little low. It's got the zipper on the bottom. And
I hate to say it this way, Chico, but you have a little bigger sack than mine.
Yes, that is true.
See, the one Chico is showing is the ones that I've seen are the ones that look like they hang down well past the gun and would get in the way of magazines and stuff like that. I mean, not like we're sitting here with hunting rounds doing tactical reloads or whatnot, but it's just another one of those things to get in your way that would just aggravate the crap out of me. Which is
the learning experience using it for the first time, and like I said, I've had about 3 years.
Did you
been collecting the brass before I started reloading.
Hey, what'd you pay for that thing? $5?
I wish, man. I think it was about $17 or something. I think it is. I have to check my Amazon history.
No, you ain't gonna check your Amazon history. You gonna go into your filing cabinet and start looking through your damn receipts. Is what you gonna do.
I'm gonna need about $350. Hey, Georgia boy, did you see Michael Sign's? Did you see Michael Sign's birdie that he got? Boy, that is a lever gun, isn't it? Whew.
Ain't it? 5095, black powder.
Woo.
Yeah.
That thing is just beautiful. I know you usually have more pistol rounds and stuff, but it's a straight wheel cartridge. You ought to look into getting one of those.
Yeah. No, 1886 Winchester or a Marlin Cowboy 1.
Speaking of lever guns, did y'all see that Marlin has finally added the side load, or not Marlin, excuse me. Henry has finally added the side load now that they've purchased Marlin, and they've got it out. And I know I saw 35 Remington. I did not see what the other two cartridges were, but you can both side load and still tube load. But Henry has finally, after 3,000 years, decided that we should be able to actually side load our rifles for the premium price that they charge for them. So
hold on just a minute. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Jamie's going to come after me talking about his Henry rifles.
I got a lever gun or two. Did you say Marlin was purchased by Henry?
Yeah, Marlin was.
I ask.
What's that, Georgia boy?
That's what I was going to ask. You said that Henry bought Marlin. That was news to me.
Oh, maybe they haven't bought them yet. I thought I read. Let me look it up and see if I'm telling stories.
Now,
Remington bought Marlin.
Freedom Group bought Marlin and Bushmaster and all those. Remington owns Marlin. The last I heard.
Yeah, it was like 2007, 2000.
Right, and then it was last year or a year and a half ago. I heard that they were trying to sell off Marlin, and Henry was looking to buy it, and I don't know if that ever followed through or not. So maybe I'm telling stories.
It may have, and the reason I say this, and this isn't a poke at Henry, but if I was Marlin, I would sue Henry. Because if you blew that new Henry lever action, it's a Marlin 336.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's, and whether or not Freedom Group still owns it or not, I don't know. I can't find any news on it. I think I'm just making stuff up.
How did they do that? And I mean, I know it's got a transfer bar and there's some internal differences, but if the gun was blued and on the shelf and you walked in, you'd say, look at that Marlin.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the side of it, have you seen a picture of the side of it? It looks exactly like.
Oh yeah, I pulled it up and laid it out beside one of my.
Yeah.
Like it's identical.
Wow.
Well, what I would guess is even if they did not buy Marlin, which I can't find anything that either, I would not be surprised to find out that they weren't able to buy a patent from Remington because Remington is running on 2 nickels and a shoestring.
Yeah, that's the other thing to consider is the fact that Remington just may not even be in position to sue Henry right now with all that stuff they've got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see them
knocking Henry, so don't, I'm just wondering, because, Smith & Wesson did something similar back in the day, and Glock kind of got after them, and
yeah, I'm showing that. So I told a lie. I'm definitely showing that Remington Outdoor Company is still the parent company for Marlin, but like Nathan said, it is very well possible that they may have sold off some of the Marlin patents, which would allow them to do so. I know they're still going through their bankruptcy restructuring, and I know they have been trying to sell off Marlin. Like even me, who's a devout Marlin fan, will not put my hands on a new Marlin at all that's coming out of North Haven, Connecticut. So,
or Ilion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know, because what you said there, when you said that, I thought, now that makes sense. That's why they can make it like they are, and nobody's saying nothing.
Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy for them, though? The whole Henry, it's made in the USA or not at all. If they bought Marlin, they wouldn't have to necessarily stick to that. They can make Marlins overseas, and so that they could make something to, I don't know, that would be interesting.
Well, the thing the reason that caught my attention is because I'm such a big fan of old Marlins, and I know we've talked about this before, and guys who are new to the chat don't know, but I love old Marlins. I've got probably 5 or 6 old Marlin 22s dating all the way back to like the 1920s. I just love the old Marlin guns, and I really dislike what Freedom Group has done with the stuff. But with Henry's quality of product, if all they did is like what we're seeing now is just take some of the stuff and move it into the Henry stuff, and then just revive the Marlin line, even if it's basically the same thing as a Henry anyways, and they're competing against themselves and selling it a little bit cheaper, I would be perfectly happy with that. As a Marlin fan, I think that would just be the greatest thing on the face of the earth. I would love to have another gun. I would go out to the store tomorrow and buy one. If Henry bought Marlin and they started producing, 2-spec legit Marlins that are good again.
Yeah.
Well, the Lord knows Remington's messed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. And I thought that, okay, now I'm all for Remington producing one that's right. Okay, I rooted for them when they were turning out junk. I wouldn't buy them, but I was like, I hope they get it straightened out. But I would rather see them do what you're saying, or let Morocco and Japan build them, and it would be right.
Are those the people who make the Browning barrels?
They make the Brownings, they make the Winchesters. They're some of the finest guns out there.
That's my choice of rifle right now is the Japanese-made Brownings, the X-Bolts and stuff like that.
Your Winchesters, your old A-Bolts, BLRs.
Yeah, I know mine is. I'm pretty sure I'd have to go get out of the safe, but I'm pretty sure mine is Japanese-made as well, and mine's an X-Bolt.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That shows how little I know about the industry. I had no idea they were making them in Japan.
Yeah, I won't touch a Remington right now. Anything on a Remington action. I know Remington action still for building custom rifles. The Remington 700 action is still the most popular action to build anything on, and it's kind of like the 350 engine. It's just because there's so many of them out there and they're so cheap. But Remington's quality control right now has been shown time and time again to just not be up to par, and I'm just not going to financially support a company that's putting out, in my opinion, garbage products. So
yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Smith was in the same boat. They were putting out junk, and
you are a big Smith wheelgun fan, so
and they finally seem to get their stuff straight. So I'm with Georgia Boy on that. I hope they get their stuff straight. But that birdie was beautiful. Oh, sorry, Jamie.
I think it's a natural marriage for. That's why I was kind of excited. If Henry, being the lever gun maker they are, was to be able to acquire Marlin, I think that's a natural marriage.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Like I said, I would be tickled pink. I love Marlins. I don't own any Henrys. I have had my hands on and fired more than my fair share of them. But I'm just a Marlin traditionalist, and I think it would be great.
I am too, and I can't get by that tube feeding thing. I mean, I've got a Marlin Model 60 that I really enjoy. That's a 22 that tube feeds, and tube loads, but it's a different thing when you're talking about a center fire. And I don't know why. It just sticks in my craw, and I guess that just the way I am. But one thing I do like about the Henry putting the loading gate on the side is the fact that they did leave the tube, and that's going to be really cool for deer hunters like me. It goes up and loads your gun up, and you come back to the car and you just take that tube out, dump all your rounds out, and you don't have to run them through right there beside the truck and pick up the live rounds off the ground and all that. That's really cool, and I would like to see if Henry did do that. I'd like to see him put that feature on the Marlins as well.
Yeah, I thought it was. Believe it or not, in my opinion, I would rather that feature stay off of the Marlin, just because of being the traditionalist. But I think the best thing that Henry did in incorporating that is exactly what you said, and that's keeping the old way of loading and unloading the rifles, but adding that as an option. I mean, I'm all for more options 99% of the time. And if we've already got an option out there that can do both, I don't see a reason for Marlin to do it also. But yeah, I think absolutely it would just be great for Henry. Or that it is just great for Henry, and I'm sure they're just going to rapidly expand it across their entire line.
Go ahead, Master.
No, I was agreeing. I'm not real big on doing it to a Marlin, but smart move for Henry to have both. I always said if Henry did it, if they put a loading gate, they should keep it because, Rossi did that with the 92, the 454, the Sewell model. That was the only gun Rossi did it that way, but it had the loading tube and the loading gate. So I think that was smart for Henry. But I just hope they would have designed their own rifle, because when you look at a Winchester, bingo, Winchester or Marlin or the Savage 99 or even the little Ruger carbine. And so when the new Henry came out, I said, wow, that's just looks like a Marlin to me.
Yeah, it's really nice going into a pawn shop and you can just kind of stand back and scan the rack and know, okay, that's a Marlin, that's a Marlin, that's a Marlin, just by looking at them, just by glancing at them, because they are so distinct. Yeah. And like you're talking about, all of them have that. And with the Henrys, I was really surprised. And the other thing I didn't see on the new models, I didn't see the wider handle. It looked like it had the thinner throw lever as well. Was I incorrect in what I saw?
Yeah, it looked like they thinned it all up.
Yeah, when they were, because I saw it on TGC News, and when they showed the picture, when they V-rolled the picture in, I thought it was a Marlin at first, and then they were talking about it being a Henry, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, it's interesting. 'Cause, I mean, I have a Henry, and tube feeds never really befuddled me any, because I mean, I can't see why I would ever need any more 45 Colt than that in a hurry anyway. So I don't know. It's just interesting because I've never really thought about it much. I mean, I have a Marlin as well, but speaking of Henry, looks we got 40 some odd people on there. I think I'm just gonna pitch this now. What do you think, Jamie?
Go for it, brother.
All right, guys. So in commemoration of our 1 year anniversary, I'm gonna do a giveaway of a full set of 45 Colt dies. They're actually steel dies with a carbide sizing die, 100 brass, and 200 bullets for 45 Colt. Be all kind of like a little 45 Colt package deal. To enter into this, I'm going to put a post on Headspace through the Reloaders Network, and I'm going to go ahead and put a post on there and just go and reply to that post, and I'll write down everybody's name, and then I think I'll probably give it 2 weeks because I'm going to do I might do a little video on it as well. So we'll have it 2 weeks, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do a picking, or we'll do it the same way we did last time with the list, and somebody will pick a number, and we'll do it that way. So go ahead and log into the Headspace and check that out. It's a really cool webpage. I've been enjoying it a lot lately. So go check that out. It's just easier to track everything. And I know some people had issues with Slack and not being able to use it. So or use it effectively. So we'll go through Headspace, and if somebody's having a hard time trying to figure out how to get on that, you can just go on the Reloaders Network and post a comment or whatever on this when it gets loaded on that, and we'll figure that as well. So that's going to be the giveaway. Like I said, a full set of dies, 100 brass and 200 bullets to whoever wins. I appreciate it, and it's just the only thing really I can think of to do is a little giveaway for 45 Colt's my favorite caliber. So
it would help if the people who enter actually own a 45 Colt shooting firearm. Then,
yeah, and if you don't, you know what? Use this as a very good excuse for the to tell the husband or wife that you need to go out and buy one.
I'll tell you what, I'll sling some bullets in there with you.
I decided to go with 200 because 100 isn't enough to be able to actually work up any kind of load and get a really good idea what it's doing, in my opinion.
Nathan, did you not hear Kyle?
Mm-hmm. I did.
So there you go. You're going to have a good bit of bullets to work with. Pastor, do you have a 45 Colt?
No, I don't.
Apparently, Nathan, you did what I did this past week. We didn't have a whole lot of commentary available to us from experience on Headspace last week. So I went and got myself involved in that a little bit today, this morning, and some this afternoon, and I'm liking that, man. That's cool.
It's really, really cool. Bacon just got there was a little bit of an issue with the picture thing that's been fixed. So guys, if you don't know, it's Headspace, HEADSPACE .thereloadersnetwork.com. So it's a long address, but it's not that, and once you put it in, like my phone usually auto recognizes it. So,
and not to change the subject, but Seven Wonders asked me on the side chat what I thought of the Henry all-weather lever gun, and I just typed in there that I thought it was a great idea. I love the idea, but it's ugly as homemade sin, and I think Kyle would agree with me. He ordered one, and he went to pick it up, but he didn't come home with it.
I'm sorry about the frogs. That's just the way that I am. But I'm feeling a little froggy. I didn't like it. It didn't feel like a lever gun. It didn't feel like what I thought a 44 Magnum should feel like. I came away with the octagonal barrel, chrome or stainless steel chassis with the wood grain on the fore end and the stock, and I love that rifle.
So the all-weather is just a stainless Henry with a composite stock.
Correct. And the entire gun is stainless steel. It didn't feel like. I mean, if I was going backpacking from here to Maine, I'd probably worry about it and would want that gun. But no, it didn't feel like what I wanted.
That's interesting. I don't know. I'm looking at it now, and I'm just trying to get an idea because I mean, I like there's composite woods that might look a little bit better, and you can always.
It looks beautiful whenever they advertise it, or you see a picture of it online or anything like that. It looks beautiful. You get that thing in your hand, you're like, "This is a toy." I mean, that's what it felt like to me, and I said no, and I ordered the one that I got.
It's kind of funny because I'm looking at it, and I see they use like the composite laminate, and I'll share my screen here so other people can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, I thought it was what I wanted, but it turns out it wasn't.
There, y'all can see on my screen up here. This is this appears to be what we're talking about. And you can see this is a wood grain looking laminate composite finish, and the whole gun is stainless steel. And it's a nice looking gun. What I'll say about that is I know when I went and bought my X-Bolt, my Browning X-Bolt, my Browning X-Bolt has got wood, you know, in the regular places that you would expect it to have, but they also had a composite version that was more like a rubber composite, and it just replaced all of the wood pieces with a rubber, like just not real spongy, but a very dense composite rubber. And it's the same thing as stainless steel, all-weather style gun. And I kind of had the same feeling that Kyle did when I was in the store and comparing the two. It didn't feel like a gun, and that's coming from somebody who really enjoys a lot of the new modern firearms and a lot of the polymer plastic garbage. I really love that stuff, and I did not really enjoy it just the way it felt. It didn't feel good to me. So, you know, I can understand where Jamie's coming from with that.
Well, that certainly goes to show that you should probably handle a firearm before you go out and buy it, especially with a rifle.
I'm sorry about the frogs. I have to keep muting myself.
Well, it's that time of year, brother. I think they were quieter last year.
They know it's live stream time. It's when they fire up.
Yeah, it's like they've been breeding. Now there's
Hey, Nathan.
times more.
Sure.
Oh, crap.
Your giveaway for the 1 year anniversary.
Mhm.
You said you're gonna put it on Headspace.
Yeah, I'm just going to put a post on Headspace and go ahead and just comment to that.
Okay, I got something to sweeten the deal. Y'all said 45 coat.
Yep.
All right. I got 25 rounds. These are rounds. PDX1 Defender, 225 grain, I believe that says. I'll add that to it. So the winner, as long as I can ship this to their state.
Awesome.
I'll throw that in too, bro.
All right, I'm sorry, Chico. I couldn't hear you over the frogs. I'm back inside now. What'd you say?
25 rounds of PDX1 Winchester 45 coat, 225 grain. I'm going to throw that in there to his giveaway.
Let me ask you this. Is that loaded ammunition?
That is correct.
You can't ship it to nobody.
Okay.
You can't do that. It's a felony to you and the person that receives it.
Well, never mind on that, gentlemen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that new? I didn't know. Sorry.
No, it's not new. You cannot send live ammunition through the mail.
Okay. Well, we'll work something out. I got another way to do it.
I mean, there are other ways, but you ain't putting that stuff in
like a gift certificate or something, you know.
Oh,
I appreciate it, man. We'll figure something out.
Nope.
And we'll post on
box and shipping it.
we'll post all the details on Headspace when we get them figured out. So look for that probably tomorrow sometime. That post will be up on Headspace and give you all the details, and you go ahead and comment it. I appreciate everybody pitching in too. That's
no
awesome.
problem, brother.
Ken, I don't know. I've had plenty of ammo shipped to me from distributors.
I have too.
So I don't know what the rules are as far as USPS, or maybe they have to go UPS. I really don't know.
Oh no, I know the answer to that. You can't use mail, but you got to use. I had to use UPS. I had to go to their hazardous place. Is that what you're talking about, Kyle?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can't just put it in a flat rate box and ship it. You have to go through the hazmat fees and all that stuff.
It can't. Yeah, it's got to go through the hazardous waste mailing. And that's through yes. I've done that before.
Hazardous materials channels. Yes, HMC.
Yes.
I think is what they call
it. But if not, I can find somewhere online that has it, and I'll ship it to the winner if that'll work. Same ammo.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that's fine. I just found out about this a little bit ago and was a little bit blown back by it, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's always been the case. You can't ship anything that's like loaded through. It can't be on a plane or something like that. It can't if it's hazardous. I know I went through that before on a giveaway.
Guys, I have to apologize to the side chat. I had a message typed out like an hour ago, and I never hit the send button. So I just sent that and then sent a message. Hey, I meant to send that an hour ago. Welcome, everybody.
So, Georgia boy, what is your favorite caliber of lever gun?
All of them.
Well, what I mean by that is like for just general all around kind of usage, which one would you gravitate towards?
If I'm looking for something big game lever gun, just around here, 30-30. I think a 30-30 lever action of your flavor is probably the most practical gun to have.
It's hard to think lever gun and not say 30-30.
But I think, I know there's the haters out there who, if it's a lever gun or if it's a 30-30, but you have a quick handling 200-yard rifle, easy peasy. And the 30-30 is just, it's got enough stuff to make the mop flop, and that's all it takes. So I gravitate toward that.
Interesting.
Pistol caliber lever guns.
I'm a little surprised. I don't know why, but I kind of thought you were going to say 357.
Yeah. Now, if we're talking pistol caliber lever guns, 357 and 44 are my favorite. They're just so readily available and so versatile. So, but I've been now that I got the 1895 4570, I did load up some dummy rounds of the bullets Walter sent me, Coach Brothers. That's the
pretty.
405 grain.
Yeah. I love a 4570.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I can tell Pastor's really liking that lead pot he won off of because he's emptying it in a hurry with them big old heavy bullets.
It does. That's a great pot too.
There ain't enough lead wheel weights in the world, is there?
I'm trying to stay ahead of Chico, so he don't get
Hey, does that pot have a built-in PID?
Yes. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm lacking on. I gotta build mine because I'm slacking on that. No pun intended.
It's spot on too. You can, for your alloy, you can set the temp, and it works great.
Vanessa's asking if they make lever guns in 4570.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. So I'm showing we've got 47 watching. What are y'all showing?
Well, right now 40, but I'll refresh.
Yeah, I'm showing 47.
Yeah.
I have to refresh too. I'm saying 29.
Yeah, I'm on the iPad and I'm showing 17.
That used to be a self-updating thing, but not anymore. And again, guys, I won't apologize for my technical difficulties, but I'll have it straightened out by next week.
Oh, you're doing fine, Jamie. But while I'm on here, I've got to run, guys. I've got a sick kid. I got to go take care of him. But I'm glad I got on here tonight to hang out with you guys. And hello to everybody in the side chat. My Wi-Fi is lagging. I can't even watch the side chat. So happy 1-year anniversary, guys.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming out. I love it when you stop in. So thank you.
Yeah, man.
This is Georgia boy. I said happy Mother's Day.
Thanks, Pastor.
Yeah, man.
Take it easy, Georgia boy.
Yes, sir. Hope your child gets better.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine. He just got a little cold.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. I don't know as if I'm a mother to my dog, but yeah.
When your dog is sick, you're the mother. When your dog is misbehaving, you're the father.
Unfortunately, I seem to have father genes like all the way around. So my dog's sick, and I'm like, rub some dirt on it. You'll get over it.
Yeah, we would be amiss if we did not forewarn y'all that Sunday is Mother's Day. If you didn't know or didn't remember.
Yeah, don't screw that crap
You
up.
gentlemen who have children and wives, y'all, I hope y'all know this.
Well, I do know this, but I ain't giving nothing to my children's wife, children's mom. I don't give. I could go on and on and on for a minute. I've given her enough over the last month. She ain't getting nothing.
I was gonna say you give to her twice a month already as it is anyway, don't you?
Oh, you have no clue. You haven't been around. I wouldn't give her a sack of flaming dog shit in hopes it would burn her house down because it would be a gift.
Now.
Mm.
Now.
Happy, joy. Hey, Big Al, he said he's got a stamp that came in. Congratulations. I'm looking for something like that soon myself. I'm trying to start that process.
We finally have in Valdosta. Have you seen this, Nathan? We have a silencer shop kiosk in Valdosta now.
Oh,
Kiosk.
nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so with the silencer shop kiosk, you can go and do everything, including the fingerprinting and the picturing and all of that right there at the kiosk in store. And I forget which range it is. I think it's the new range that's out there. Has got a kiosk now. If you go on Silencer Shop's website and just bring up, Valdosta, it'll come up where they have the full kiosk now. Because I have wanted to go get one, and the closest one to us before was all the way up in either over to Jacksonville or up to
Warner Robins. There's one over there, I know.
Yeah, up in Warner Robins. So 6 of one, half dozen another, 2.5 hour drive for us one way or the other. So
Man,
yeah, they have one in
up
Valdosta now.
Up in Warner Robins. Hell, that's a 3.5 hour drive for me.
Yeah, it's about 2 for me.
Yeah, 2.5
He
for
said
us.
13 months. Yeah, I've got that itch too, Amuja. I'm like, oh, I want one bad, but
Uncle Jim makes it look so awesome, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
I have been
shoot it with no ears on.
I have been fiending over an OSS 7.62 can for the longest time for all my 9mm carbines and the 6.5 stuff that I shoot. And they didn't used to carry OSS. They now carry OSS. And we now finally have a kiosk close. So I already told my wife, in fact, this week that sometime in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to run down there and buy one and file my tax stamp and begin the wait to get one.
Begin the 10-month wait.
Yeah, maybe I'll have it by next summer planning season. They're just gonna have to deal with all the loud noise on my muzzle brakes this year, but whatever.
I like my Silencer Co. Osprey. It's a great little suppressor. I mean, you can fill that thing full up with water and sit there and shoot 45s and pow, 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 pow. Well, not pow, but ear protection for at least a person's bags.
Yeah, the nice thing about the OSS cans is so they've got a way where rather than doing a baffle stack like almost every other silencer company does, they actually kind of swirl the gases inside and then release them back out the muzzle. So you actually don't get much blowback. Like I think you only get like 10 to 15% blowback through the rifle.
I've
from
heard about those, yeah.
Yeah, so especially when you're trying to run them on AR-10 platform stuff that already can be finicky as it is. When you put a can on it, a lot of them can be a pain in the butt, and the OSS cans really can help out with that. So that's one of the reasons why I'd like to get one of those.
I would really like it, Rob, if you would quit stroking that barrel, because this is a family-friendly channel.
It's got a red tip on it.
Hey. I got a question of Moser. First thing I got to say to you, buddy, is there's a lot of folks on the side chat been asking a lot about you in the last 6 months or so. So you have been missed, brother. But right now, what I want to talk to you about is my buddy Big Al has started reloading 6.5 Creedmoor and 6.5 Grendel. He was at the range with his Grendel the other day, and he was not happy with the results. And I gave him a link on in the comments to your channel, to your series on the Grendel. Off the top of your head, what was your most productive load? Do you know?
off the top of my head, right out of my notebook. Hold on a second.
Off the top of my notebook.
No, it's not in there. I have a file on my computer. Hold on. I'll answer your question in a second, Jim. I have to pull up my my files because I have them all here on the computer. And I'm thinking like 24.3 or something like that. I know I was using CFE 223, but where's my Grindle notebook?
Well, I recommended Ramshot Tac, which I recommend for anything and everything, but especially anything out of a AR platform. And
Oh, here it is.
IMR 4350.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. No, I went with CFE 223, and I was running. See, I have this more defined on the computer. Anywhere between 30.0 and 30.4, and I ended up with my best group being 30.1. Looking at the SDs. Yeah. Because I did everything. I did 29.9, 30.0, and 30.1, and then I did them at two different bullet seating depths, 1.710, and that would be cartridge-based to ogive, as well as 1.685, and that's with the Hornady 123 grain SSTs, and with CFE 223, right around 30 grains even. Like I said, I ended up at 30.1, but CFE 223 and right around 30 grains, and then somewhere around 30 grains of CFE 223 in my 16-inch barrel, there's going to be an accuracy node. And a lot of people that I have seen that have Grindles, we're finding accuracy nodes somewhere within half a grain north or south of there as well. So, yeah, that seems to be the happy spot for that powder in that cartridge is somewhere right around 30 grains.
Okay, well, let me put a disclaimer out there. That's for his rifle, Big Al, and you need to back down 10% and work up to that, checking for pressure signs as you go.
Yeah, if I don't know if he's watched that series of mine or not, but I go through literally starting from zero and go through how I found the accuracy node, how I played around with the bullet seating depth to try to get better accuracy once I did find the accuracy node. And I went through all of it, and I think you're looking at maybe having to load something like 50 rounds or something like that to really do a full decent test. And I'm not sure. I think that's about how many I loaded. Was right about 50 rounds total. And that was including doing 5-shot groups and stuff like that. So if you go through that series that's on my channel, you definitely should be able to find that.
Between your work and Johnny's reloading bench, he ought to be able to dial that into in your best group. What did the groups measure at 100? Do you know?
I know I've got the targets on my computer. I know I was sub MOA. I want to say it was like 0.8.
Well, he's running about 2 inches, 1.5 inches to 2 inches right now.
Yeah, I don't have it here. I've got it on a file on my computer because I've still got the targets. But I know it was sub MOA, and I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around 0.8. And a great shooting day for me is 0.5. So you figure, part of that's me, part of that's the load. But yeah.
Emmy Scrubs wanting a link. Can you put a link in the side chat to that series?
Give me a second here.
Yeah, as I remember, the Grendel gets a little finicky about bullet seating depth and bullet shape, right? Because basically limited case capacity kind of issues, if I remember correctly from watching yours and GRBs.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like with the Grendel, I didn't have a lot of problems with case capacity stuff. Where I ended up having a little bit of issue was mainly just performance, and it was really understanding. I got the link here. I'll throw it in. This is video 1 of the series, and it's a 6 or 7 video series. But there you go, guys.
Well, you were trying to get a heavy bullet, if I remember correctly.
Well, No, what I was doing was I was running the 123s, which is I guess some people would say that's a heavier bullet for a Grendel. It is towards the top end. But basically where I hunt around here, I can shoot anywhere from 150 to 500 yards. And I wanted something that would be capable out to 300 on deer and hogs. And what I found is I'm capable out to 300 yards on deer, but I'm not capable out to 300 yards on hogs. I can roll a hog, I can put a hole in a hog, but it just doesn't have enough knockdown and explosive power to really finish off a hog. So that's why I've swapped away this year to go into the 6.5 Creedmoor from the Grendel. But for a whitetail gun, or even a close range 100-yard and in hog gun, I think Grendel is great, and you get the added benefit of you're still shooting a 6.5 caliber bullet, but you get the weight reduction, which is what this barrel is all about that I was going to talk about here in a little bit. And I'll probably segue into that off of this, but my 6.5 Grendel without my scope on it weighs 5.5 pounds. So when I'm walking from field to field, with the rifle slung to my back and holding a tripod and whatnot, you don't really even notice 5.5 pounds a whole lot. Whereas my 6.5 Creedmoor weighs 8.5 pounds. And that's a big difference. And with a lot of the Creedmoors, let me reach over and grab this, and you can see that a lot of the Creedmoors are going to have 18, 20, 22-inch barrels on them. And then with this big muzzle device, it's very muzzle heavy. So even though this is the Savage MSR, which is on a Gen 2 AR-10 frame, which not many things are, it basically just means it's a lighter frame than a regular AR-10 frame. The gun is still heavy, and it's very muzzle heavy. So what I'm doing this year, which will probably be my gun for next year, depending on when I get it finished and when I get done, is this is a 16-inch, 1.8 pound 6.5 Creedmoor barrel. And the muzzle device that I've got for it, which is the VG6 muzzle device, is 2.4 ounces. A standard fluted 20-inch 6.5 Creedmoor barrel is upwards of like 2.8 to 3.5 pounds. So I'm cutting 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds off of the muzzle of the gun, and then also doing things like adding a low mass bolt carrier, a light gas block, things like that. So I'm hoping I can come up with a really light and short 6.5 Creedmoor that, like Jerry's is saying, his is 20 inches fluted, Big Al's is 24 fluted, heavy barrel. And that's typical for a lot of guys that want to do long range stuff with your Creedmoor. But if you're wanting to hunt with your Creedmoor, do you really need a gun that's capable out to more than 500 yards? And it may or may not be with the 16-inch barrel. I can guarantee you it's going to be at least 500 yards. I don't know if you're still going to be able to get the 800 to 1,000 yard gun that you get with those longer barrels, but how many of us realistically shoot at that range? So, this is something that I'm going to be working on this year. And with this 16-inch barrel in the Creedmoor and getting the weight down on that, it's something I'm really looking forward to. But I think it's going to be fun. I'll more than likely do a series on it. I love building guns just as much as I love reloading and firing guns. So probably sometimes a little bit more. But yeah,
there's actually remember that he did that 0.8 inch group off of a fence post.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, old times.
Yeah, the only other thing I've had going on, which is new, other than the fact I've lost 30 pounds, which is great, is I got tattoos, got new tattoos. So this y'all have probably seen once or twice. This is my naval surface warfare pin that's on my knife that I carry every day. And it's just one of the 2 warfare pins that I earned in the Navy. And I've got here, if my chair will move, my hat from when I was on the USS Harry S. Truman. And on the back of it, I've got my 2 warfare pins. So what I did is I went and actually had those warfare pins put on my arms, as you can see there. So I know a lot of people aren't into tattoos. I don't have a ton of tattoos. You lived in Nashville, Georgia. I'm sorry. I know you're happy you moved. I'm about 10 minutes down the road, but yeah, there's a lot of people in comments talking about how much their Creedmoors weigh, and yeah, like with your typical Creedmoors, like I said, most of them are at minimum 20-inch barrels. You'll find a few out there that are 18, but most of them are minimum 20-inch. And you're looking at numbers like Eagle Eye's putting up 2,900, 3,000 FPS out of. You saying you've got one that can do 16-inch, 2,900 out of a 16-inch barrel? That's pretty good. William, I've got the surface warfare on my right arm and the air warfare is on my left arm. But yeah, a lot of times I did see. Let me reset here. I did see some long-range shooters that had 16-inch barreled Creedmoors, and one of the things they were doing to help with their muzzle velocity is adding a silencer, because obviously you've got more, barrel-like area that you're going through to increase the range of the round. So even though I was an E6, I was a nuke electrician, thoughts of an old soldier. They're running 18-inch guns and shooting them, out 1,000, 1,200 yards, or 16-inch barreled guns, but they're doing it with a suppressor. So you get those extra 100, 125 feet per second, whatever it is that the suppressor will add. So it's in effect like having a 18 or 20-inch barrel, which ultimately long goal is where I want to go with this, and why I want to get the OSS can is because I'd like to have the 16-inch barreled Creedmoor with I think, what is it, a 10.5-inch OSS can on it. So yeah, that's kind of the overall goal with that and where I'm going with that. But to build not the absolute lightest Creedmoor that I can, but one that is pretty darn close. I'm shooting for somewhere around 7 pounds, so we'll see. And yeah, Signal Soldier 31, 6.5 Creedmoor and 6.5 Grendel. One is exactly what you're saying. I've got a piece of brass in here, and let me pull it out. One is just AR-10 platform. One is just AR-15 platform. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. I'm like Kyle over here trying to dig in and find stuff. Here we go. So you can see one is the AR-15 style, the one that I'm shaking now, and then the other one is an AR-10 style. So this will fit and run in regular AR-15s, whereas this fits and runs in regular 308s. Obviously, different barrel. You do need a different bolt carrier for the Grendel. You don't need a different bolt carrier for the Creedmoor. So realistically, to have a Creedmoor, all you would have to have is just a different upper, or just a different barrel. But so yeah, you can run. That's exactly what it is. One's an AR-15 platform, one's an AR-10 platform. So, and for those that aren't familiar with a lot of the 6.5 stuff and think it's only long range shooting guys that use that kind of stuff, that barrel, Simpson Road Larry, is a Faxon barrel. It's the only 16-inch that I could find from a maker that I trust. There are a lot of 18s out there, including some 18 fluted, but I wanted a 16. And I've had really good luck with Faxon barrels. My 6.5 Grendel .8 group is out of a Faxon barrel, so I really like them. But I don't remember what else I was saying, so somebody else can say something.
Are you sure?
Okay, fine. If you want me to, I will show you guys this, because it is something that I've lusted after for a long time, but never decided I would spend money on.
Well, you've been gone so long, brother. I hate to interrupt.
This is the JP low mass bolt carrier. And essentially, it's kind of hard to see, but a lot of metal is cut off of it to where this thing, I don't remember what it weighs, but it is about a third of the weight of a regular bolt carrier. But the other thing that's nice about it is it's all stainless steel. So, yeah, it's got that going for it. But this is another another piece of the, making this gun as light as I can to field
And he locked
field to
up.
field.
There you go.
What's that?
I said you locked up there for a second. Didn't Johnny's reloading bench have one of those? I've seen those before.
I don't know. I haven't seen Johnny's. I haven't seen YouTube much in about 6 months. He might have.
You got to go watch his video where he gets a stuck case out of his barrel with a grease gun.
A grease gun. I saw that fly through. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah.
That is so funny, and I like that bolt carrier group. Thanks for sharing that, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. Obviously, I haven't used it yet. I've got their high pressure bolt, which I know a lot of people are familiar with. Their high pressure enhanced bolt, but because of the fact that I do a lot of hog and deer eradication, not just hunting. I'm on crop permits around here for the farmers, so I'm doing my best and everything I can to humanely take animals, but also part of what I'm doing is eradication. So, I'm trying to do everything that I can in my power to responsibly eradicate and not just get knockdowns and have them run off and not be able to find them. And this is all just part of that and making that easier and a more efficient process. So
Absolutely.
that's kind of why would anybody want a 16-inch 6.5 Creedmoor? That's not what they're quote unquote designed for. What I was going to say though is that for those of you who are not familiar with the 6.5 Creedmoor, think of it being similar ballistically to a 270, just out of an AR-10. So it's not quite as fast, but you shoot essentially the same grain bullets, 130, 140 grain range, and you get approximately 29 to 3,100 feet per second, which is typical 270 range, but they are a flatter flying bullet than a 270.
So, Chico, you want to go ahead and do a rundown of the chat, brother?
Definitely, brother. I was going through it, they're responding to people. So we still got Georgia Boy out there, Big Al, Vanessa Kitty, Jeremy Gunslinger, Cranky Cletus, Signal Soldier 31, Thor Zax, Simpson Road Larry. We got Hemi Scrub. Who else do we got? The reloading press is on the panel. Vanessa Kitty, tacos and French fries. I've never seen that one, but I like both of them. Uncle Jim, Cranky Cletus, Michael Science, PC Bullet Empire, Eagle Eye Shooting,
Screaming
who
Children.
else? We got Thoughts of an Old Soldier, Larry K. Webb, William C. Chaplin, Single Shot. I'm scrolling. Loads of Bacon still out there. Uncle Jim, James Pollard, Cranky Cletus, and Pony 47, Andy 79 Z28, Jerry 1911. And that is all I'm showing at this moment on my refresh.
I'm seeing 65 Rebel SST, Big Man Outdoors. Big Man Outdoors, the reason I didn't go with 308, I really enjoy the benefits of the 6.5 bullets. They're basically so aerodynamically efficient that because I actually do have to take shots out at 550 yards, I can sight a gun in around 200 and still be on target, with just very minor hold with a 6.5 Creedmoor as opposed to a 308. So I really like the 6.5 bullets. I like their efficiency, and that's why I went with the Creedmoor over the 308. Chris 338, I don't know if you got him.
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
I appreciate everybody coming out. Some of you that might have jumped in a little bit early, I'm not going to rehash everything, but this is the 1-year anniversary show of the Georgia Shooting Connection. We had Georgia Boy 44 on a little bit earlier. A Mooser who was who's a brother who hasn't been on for quite a while. He's been busy taking care of some other stuff, and he had a kitchen to take care of. We've sent out a couple other invites. I don't know if we're going to get anybody else to hop in. Ambiguity, Eddie B. If you guys don't remember Eddie B's channel, go check him out. But I appreciate everybody coming out. I'm gonna real quick go over. We're gonna do a giveaway. All the details are gonna be listed in a post on headspace.thereloadersnetwork.com. Basically, a lot of 45 Colt stuff. So dies, brass, bullets, maybe some ammo, maybe some more bullets. So go check that out. Probably tomorrow is when that post will be up. Guys, I really appreciate everybody coming out. I appreciate Rob coming there and telling us what he's been up to. Hey, Meg, how's it going, brother? And bye. So, Jamie, how are you, brother? I see we still haven't got video, but we got audio. How you been?
He said, and bye.
Yeah, and bye.
It's been a tough week, man. I just tell you, I'm just wore out this week and don't really know why. But yeah, I'm glad it's Friday night. I'm glad to be here with all you guys. It was really good to see the pastor, have him on with us. It was great to have a Moser back with us. And you're welcome anytime, bud. I think you know that. I don't think I have to tell you. We've been sending invites and all, but I got a couple of boxes on my porch when I got home from work from the Tin Man, and I was intending to do a live stream unboxing tonight, but since my camera is gone kaput and y'all can't see it, I guess I'll do a video for Mr. Tin Man tomorrow. And Moser, I'm thinking I've been watching a lot of the stuff on the Reloaders Network and Headspace and talking about Zombie Headhunters had a video. I watched a couple of theirs. I have a Ruger M77 and 30-06, and I have a Seiko Model AV bolt gun in 270 Winchester. And if I was going to do long range, one of those would be what I would use, more than likely the 270. I just really like that cartridge. I really like like you said, I like the bullet weights. I like the fact that the longest range shot I've taken on a deer has been like 165 yards. And that was with no holdover whatsoever with that 270 with 150 grain Winchester PowerPoint, which I love that bullet. I love that round. But I'm going to be I think I could use that out there.
I know a lot of like the reason I fell in love with 270. Well, there's a lot of reasons, but the 270 itself. One of my neighbors actually lived in Alaska for about 30 years, and from everything he said, you can basically hunt anything on this continent with a 270. Now, obviously, like if you're out hunting a large grizzly bear or something like that, you'd much rather have a 338 Lapua Magnum, but you could get the job done with a 270. And if you're talking extreme ranges, like 600, 700, 800 yards, then I agree with you. You would probably be better off with a 30-06. But do you really need that much recoil and muzzle energy on anything in the state of Georgia at 200-300 yards and under that a 270 is not going to provide you? And I'm very confident in saying the answer to that is no. Now, that doesn't always mean, bigger gun isn't always better. There are a lot of people who believe that, and I'm not going to argue that. But a 270 can cleanly kill anything in the state of Georgia and most things on this continent. So
I'm hunting brown bear. I'm bringing a cannon. I mean, literally a cannon. I'm going to wheel it out. I'm going to have the fuse. I'm not screwing around with that.
All right, I think I've told y'all this before, but I'll tell you again. I shoot a deer with the 30-30 or the 35. I have to track it about 25 to 45 yards. I shoot it with the 270. I'll have to track it 15 to 25, maybe 30 yards. I shoot it with the 30-06 with that 180 grain PowerPoint. I back the truck up and throw it in the bed and drive it to the house.
So you pick up one about 115 yards away, one half of it about 100 yards away from where you shot it, and the other half about 100 yards away?
No, man, I'm not losing any meat that I know of. But yeah, I really like the 30-06 round, but I think I like the 270 better. And
Well, the ballistics on the 270, it's a very flat trajectory round. It's extremely flat because the bullet is so light and going so fast. I'm extremely familiar with 308 and 300 Win Mag. Not as far as reloading on a 300 Win Mag, just the bullet trajectory. 308, that's a 1100 to 1200 meter cartridge with pretty much pinpoint accuracy. Anything past that, you're going transonic, and who knows where that's going. 300 Win Mag, you're out to about 15 to 18. The 270, I'd say you're golden to about 900 with very little bullet drop because it's going so fast. You're not arcing it in like a basketball shot. You're just aiming a little high like a dart shot.
Yeah.
And that's what the draw is to the 270. It's a wonderful firearm. Hell, I got two of them in a safe. I love them, you know. And for around here, it's overkill actually, because it can reach way further than anything that I'm going to shoot. I can grab a 35 Remington or a 30-30 100-yard shot. That's about all we get around here. We're in the bushes. We're not out in the fields. Just saying.
And that's the thing. Like, that's part of it. And somebody asked me, you know, why 270 and why not a 308 and things like that. And my love is 270. But I also love the modern firearms. And when it comes to getting as close as you possibly can to a 270, you don't get any closer than a 6.5 Creedmoor. You just don't. And
right.
Ballistically, it's actually flatter than a 270, which is damn near impossible. But it is. Yeah. It's got less powder in it, obviously, because it's a shorter case. It's a 308 size case. It's not the full case, but it's got, you know, when you're launching a .264 diameter bullet at 2,900, 3,000 feet per second, you've got enough knockdown power out quite a ways that you don't really have much to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the only problem with a 308. The 308 is very dependable. You know exactly where it's going. There's all kinds of data, all kinds of charts, all kinds of everything. You can pull the dope into your scope, squeeze the trigger, boom, it's done. As long as you did your job right, the bullet's going to do its job. But the 270, you're not shooting basketball. You're playing golf. So,
old man golf. 250 yards right down the middle.
Exactly.
You know, it's really strange. Probably, I don't know what it says, but so when I contacted Jamie about the fact that it was been 1 year, I actually sat down and watched our first live stream. And it is so interesting to look back 1 year ago. We didn't really know each other. It was kind of like him hauling around trying to figure out what it was and what was going on. And it's been really awesome to get to know you guys over the past year. And I appreciate you kind of taking the time and interest in doing this with me. It's been a lot of fun. I don't know if Chico's in and just muted or if he's off and off, but I'll kind of say same thing to him later. But guys, I really do appreciate it. It has been down here. I don't have Rob outside of that, but I don't have a lot of shooting friends and stuff like that. So it's been really good to have somebody we have something in common that we can talk about for 2 hours. And I really do appreciate everybody kind of becoming friends and getting to know each other and doing this. So thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for doing this. I mean, like, I've been down, we've had lunch once, and I was going to say we definitely need to do that again sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But, and I was thinking, you know, if I go to Valdosta sometime next week to go down to that range to the kiosk shop, I'll probably hit you up and we'll do lunch again. That Mexican restaurant was kind of killer. But
yeah.
But no, I appreciate it. I do.
It's just been crazy. I mean, one of the big ones is the personalities, getting to know Kyle and his personality. And
I don't have a personality.
Shit.
No.
Son, you got more personality than most people I know. You know, so following his ups and downs and everything, and then following Jamie's and kind of his personality, and just it's been really interesting just to get to know you guys. And I know some of the people in chat kind of probably feel the exact same way because it's been, 52 times or whatever it's been that we've sat down here. Well, not quite because we were taking those weeks off there, but we've sat down and talked with them and got to know everybody. It's really freaking crazy.
I've found it fun getting to know that I have more in common. Well, not more in common, but I have a lot in common with your girlfriend as well. Like our sports preferences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Y'all cycles lined up.
And stuff like that. Just fun stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That you don't expect.
Hey,
I
Rob,
think it's,
I don't know if you watch my videos or anything. Of course, I hadn't put one up on this yet. All right, you see that?
All
right, what does it say?
I don't know. I can't read it because you're fuzzy. A 1 1/8.
Okay, this is not number 7 shot or number 8 shot. This is one of my first number 4 buckshot loads on the reloading press that, oh, good Lord, Ocean's 374 sent me. And then I got with JCM 45 out in California, and we went over load data and all that stuff, and Uncle Jim sent me some lead shot and some wads. JCM sent me some hulls, and now I'm making buckshot. I don't know.
You're trusting stuff you got from Uncle Jim?
Not really. It's just a plastic.
I hope it's a cheap gun is all I'm going to say. And I highly recommend a string and stand back a good 25 yards.
You recommend some bank line. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say thanks for the kind words to Big Al and Michael Sines and some of the others out there. Look, guys, we couldn't do what we do on Friday nights if it wasn't for y'all coming. I mean, we could, but we'd just be having a private chat. It wouldn't be near as fun without watching the live stream and all. And y'all the reason we do this, and we come out here on Friday nights and just relax and talk about whatever the wind blows in. And
I'm telling you, as stressed out as everybody was an hour and a half ago is as relaxed as we are right now.
But one of the things that's amazed me as we've gone through this year of doing this live stream is, and I think most of you guys out there in the side chat will realize it too if you think about it. And you've watched us grow into the typical our assignments. Nobody is in charge of this. Nobody is putting down the rules about what we do and all that kind of thing. I mean, we have certain aspects of knowing what common decency is, although we do skirt that sometimes. But nobody's telling anybody what to do, and you've seen us grow and fall into the roles that our skill set takes us to and that kind of thing. And that's been really fun to watch too. And I remember the first time I met Chico in person. I'd been watching some of his videos, found out he was from Georgia, and I told him, I said, look, man, I'm going to be at Come and Get It in Marietta tonight if you want to drop by.
Oh, man, they got some good food.
And I got to give the award for the most controversial video of the week to Mr. Chico Wise with that lattice bacon BLT with the fried egg and the salsa. Let me tell you something, man. I've watched that video probably 4 times this week. The other night I was in the bedroom watching it on my phone, and wife was in there cooking supper, and I had no idea what she was cooking. And you showed that bacon in the oven as it was coming out, and I started smelling bacon. And I'm like, man, that's just too real. And I went in there, and she was cooking bacon. I'm like, thank goodness I'm not going crazy.
Well, at least not from that.
Oh, you're going crazy. Yeah, it's just not from lack of bacon.
I think the thing for me that has been the coolest, and I know it's been a while since I've been around, but even still, you took a bunch of people that didn't have anything in common other than the fact that one, they're reloaders, and two, they live in the state of Georgia. And that was the only requirement really to be part of the Georgia Reloading Connection. And even though we have a very, very diverse set of interests in things we like and things we don't like, we're able to have good, fun-spirited discussions about stuff we disagree on, or find common ground in a lot of places where you wouldn't have necessarily thought. And I think the diversity of the group, has really been, to me, what's been the most fun is learning about just a lot of stuff that I really don't have a lot of interest in, but that doesn't mean that I don't personally find it cool or appreciate it or enjoy it. And, that to me, just the diversity of the group and how it kind of came together. And just like I said, the requirements were you're reloading, you're from Georgia. And we got a group that just kind of works. So.
Absolutely. It's been a really good year, and I appreciate it. And
we should all run for Congress.
I might do that, but if I do that, I'm going to be living probably closer to where you're at there, Kyle. I don't think there's much room for Congress down here for somebody like me. Yeah, it's just been crazy, man. It's been a really wild year. A lot of stuff has taken place. I mean, just thinking back of, what's going on with Kyle, what's going on with Jamie, what's going on with me and Rob and stuff. It's been interesting. And Chico, and getting to know you, brother. Here's the thing. So Jamie kept telling me to go watch this guy's videos, and I'm slow to do that a lot of times. And it took me a while, and Jamie's like, hey, should we have this guy on? Should we have this guy on? I'm like, yeah, sure, fine. Still hadn't seen your videos. And you pop out, and you're, a young guy and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's not what I expected. Like, I just thought you were going to be like an old dude. I just had this expectation. And I was like, nope, not that guy. And that's been really awesome getting to know you, Chico, and Carter stuff. It's been crazy. And I really, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everybody coming out and taking part in this. It's been really cool. And hopefully we got another year or more ahead of us.
Hey, I got to work tomorrow. Are we eating at the varsity tomorrow afternoon?
I've got to go to some kind of nonsense pottery thing tomorrow, so I'm doomed.
I do have a picture here. Real quick.
So I take it Miss Capgun is off the side chat now.
I have no idea if she is. If she isn't, sorry, dear. I didn't mean to say nonsense.
I'm going to screen share here for a second, but this is basically how the kitchen came out. And if you had any idea what it looked like, that was a Florida game this year. We won, by the way. Screw you, LSU.
I was about to say, damn, you really opened it up.
Yeah.
Now that's a picture window.
Yeah. Let me turn that off for a second, and I've got one on here that's a before and after that I'll pull up as well, just to show you all what kind of really drug me away to start with from doing these on a weekly basis. But you'll see why. It definitely, I walked in and I was like, this doesn't even look like my house.
That's some better homes and garden, man. You had that couple from Texas come in and like open up your house to where it's all one giant, studio apartment. I can't remember their names, but it's what they keep, nice looking stuff.
Fred and Wilma.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
All right. Before we run out of time, have y'all seen we talked about the Henry with the loading gate?
Correct.
Anybody have thoughts on the Wrangler? The new Ruger 22 long rifle, single action only?
Oh, yeah. I looked at it. I mean, all right, then. I mean, I don't see it being. I don't see it being much different than the little Colt. Was it Frontier? What was that? The little Colt single action 22.
It was the Frontiersman, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't see it being much different than that. Or I'll be honest with you though. I mean, like I'm still, if I was looking for a little 22 revolver to throw in a tackle box or something, I'm still having a hard time not going with the Heritage. But that's just me.
Nathan, but if you're throwing a 22 revolver in a tackle box, you're not very good at fishing, are you?
You never know how things turn out.
There's Phil M. Rivers.
There's a photo up there of what the kitchen looked like before, and that's with the water damage in the floor. That's why the floor is all torn up. But that's the before and after, so you can see.
Wow, man, that looks amazing, dude.
Yeah. And
so, Amuja, what pushed you to redo the kitchen? Was it water damage?
Yeah, my hot water heater pushed me to redo the kitchen.
Yeah, the water heater took a crap.
So my hot water heater give out, and here's an image of basically part of how it went. Is we went from the kitchen looking like that on 8/5, 8/13 we had it all torn down to complete foundation. 8/25 we had the tile laid, and then it eventually became, that like you're seeing there. So it was nice. And our kitchen is 800 square feet. So when they moved this house here, this house wasn't originally built here. It was moved here. And the kitchen was just an add-on. It was like some type of room that they just added on from another house onto what used to be the porch. So we got the 200 square feet of what was the porch, plus the additional 600 square feet of what was, became the new kitchen. So our kitchen is massive. So it was a massive, massive undertaking and project, but it took quite a while.
That's awful nice, Amuja.
It's like I said, I walk into it, I don't even believe it's my house.
I know that feeling.
Hell, brother, if I recall, y'all were on vacation or something when it popped, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and you came back to a damn house full of water and like, oh no.
So Michael Sines said he likes that 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum Heritage. I've got one of those, Michael. It's pretty cool.
My dad has one that's the convertible. I think it's got a relatively short barrel on it too, and it's a neat little gun. I like it. To me, the action feels kind of clunky in it in comparison to some of the other stuff, but I really do appreciate kind of how it's gonna work. And you don't have much into it. Georgia Boy says he's had a couple of them. They're decent little guns. They're made by tourists, so yeah, I'm not against them.
This is my little 22 handgun of choice, the Walther P22, and in fact, I got this down your way, Nathan. It's got the paddle magazine and everything, but I love this little 22 for as far as talking about throwing something in a tackle box or whatever. This thing is just absolutely fantastic. And
that's what I bought for my wife, a Moser. Only hers is the 5-inch target model. It's got that extension on it and the longer barrel.
To give you an idea of size, this is the 43X, so this is the 10-round new Glock. There's an idea on size on it. So it's quite a bit smaller than even the 43, the 43X. It's got just a little bit of a longer, just enough where I've got medium-sized hands and I can just perfect fits my hand beautifully. I love this little gun, and it's a Walther, so it's going to work. But yeah, I don't have any trouble with it at all. This is my favorite when it comes to the little 22s.
Well, Lisa likes hers.
Yeah, they're great.
5-inch barrel on there, man, it's pretty cool.
Just don't suppress it. Yeah, I've seen your trying to suppress some 22 videos, Uncle Jim. I definitely going to stay away from that with that little guy.
What is a Henry AR-7? Thoughts of an Old Soldier. Is that the 22 takedown?
Yeah, it's a survival rifle.
I like that Soldier because it's what I like about it is it's a semi-auto and it takes up no room. You can throw it in your backpack and you can carry a bunch of ammo for those things.
What? and see, this is another one of those where I get fired up. Why would if you're going to go with some type of something like that, why would you not just have a 10-22 takedown? I mean, in all honesty,
the only thing I know of that's different, and I don't know if the Ruger would dislike this or not, but the AR-7's waterproof or water resistant. Like, so you can go in the drink with it, and it should be fine. I don't know. The AR-7's been around for a long time. That was the survival rifle predates Henry.
That's right. It does float, but yeah, I guess. I mean, if you are in a situation where you could maybe lose it in the water, I can see it. But
I've got one. Let me tell you why I like it. It fits in a backpack. You can haul. I don't know.
You haul frogs with it.
You can haul frogs with it. You can haul about 40 rounds of ammo easily in the thing and it still float. It's a very simple design. It's highly accurate and it's good to about 100. I've been hitting 6-inch steel plates at 125 yards with it and just take it apart, put it together, throw a mag in there, bink, ding. I mean, it's a stand-up weapon. I mean, it is a formidable weapon. And
I know
throw it in your backpack and it takes up about this much room on the side.
I know that, like, those are the ones that were previously issued to Air Force pilots, right?
Yep,
correct.
That's correct.
Right. So I know they have that kind of benefit, but outside of, and see because the way I look at it is outside of that niche benefit, are you not better off to just invest in a 10-22? If you need your rifle to float, okay, I'm more than willing to concede that point. And I'm not knocking the gun at all. I do think they're pretty cool.
I just like the fact that it fits in any backpack that you can put on your back, even like a school book backpack.
Yeah, it definitely does break down smaller. So I can see where you're coming from.
And 250 Gators. It's, they're not bad. They've been around for a long time. Cool gun. I've always wanted one. I tried to enter a giveaway for one once, but yeah, I've never bought one, even though I should.
Was that not designed by Armalite?
Yeah, that's hence AR. Yeah.
It was actually my first Henry.
Because I've seen them a lot, and I've looked at them and I've thought that's really cool. When the hell would I use it? That's what I always end up coming back to, is when the hell would I use it?
No, I use it a lot backpacking and stuff like that. If I'm going somewhere, I mean, I've got a pistol, but if I might be there a little bit longer and need to shoot a rabbit or a fox or something like that, get some food, I use it a lot for that. But I keep it in a small backpack in the car. That way, if like say you don't have to worry about it in your area, but we get a bunch of snow and I have to walk home.
Bless you.
It's easier to carry that than it is an AR-15. So
yeah, I mean, it definitely, if you're going nut and fancy style as far as SAWC, I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I would think that the AR-7, if somebody's truly being realistic about a bug out situation, the AR-7 is going to be pretty hard to beat. Light ammunition, you can hold quite a bit. It's long enough that you can reach out and hit a squirrel if you need to. It can be relatively quiet. Yeah, I can see it having a lot of benefits.
And see, that's the situation where I would say you definitely should have a 10-22, like a 10-22 takedown or something like that, just because of the 25-round magazines and your ability to store. I mean, you can carry, bricks of ammo and whatnot, but I don't know. It's a tough call. It definitely is a tough call.
I don't think it's an either or either. Like, you can have whatever you want. I mean,
yeah.
No, well, I'm a weirdo. I don't have a 10-22, but I do have an AR-7.
I don't have a 10-22 either, brother, but
I can haul a 350-round box of ammo in my backpack very easily.
I mean, we've all seen me try to shoot
and I can hold 3 of them. So
we've all seen me try to shoot a 10-22 out of can at 100 yards, or 200 yards. We know how that turned out, so we know I at least have one. Doesn't mean I can shoot it.
Simpsons Road Larry asks about your frogs, Kyle, and I am telling him that they are absolutely really tiny. Yeah, thoughts of an old soldier. I I know you can hold quite a few magazines. I like them. I think they're really cool. And eventually, I need to buy one, or I need to beg enough for it for somebody to buy me one for birthday or Christmas.
I've got the Magpul edition one where you get the 3 magazines in the stock, and it's I love it. I absolutely love it. And the little tack drivers.
Hey, before we get too far, because we're about ready done here, I wanted to mention I haven't seen him on here in a little while. I think he popped in for a little while. Guys, if you are not subscribed to the Crazy Scotsman, please go check out his channel. He has some really good stuff. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Take a look at what he's got. He does a live stream every Sunday night. He's getting really close to 2K friends. He's not the kind of guy that's going to go out and ask for people to subscribe to him, but I'll do it for him. Go check out the Crazy Scotsman's channel, and if you like what you see, give him a subscribe. That would be awesome.
I have to add to that. He is a extremely important person to the 2A community, and he does way more than his share to contribute to everybody. If you're not familiar with him, you need to be.
Yeah, I'm going to have a video, the TCS 2000 giveaway that Bracken, Tack and Brenda and Bearded CB82 is doing for the Scotsman. I got to do a video unboxing for Tin Man from that stuff that he sent me today. Can't wait to see what's in those boxes. I got a good idea what's in one. And I still got to get to the range, guys. I got 3 ladder loads that's been sitting on my shelves over there for like 3 months now. I got to get to the range and test.
Man, I've been trying to get over to Moultrie to my gun shop that actually has reloading stuff for weeks now, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to just man up and jump on the bike and just head out in the morning or something. I don't know.
But we're expecting rain tomorrow.
I know. Me too. That's been my case. I haven't been able to get over there on the bike because it's been raining all the damn time. So I don't know. They close early, and it's they keep odd hours, but it's a really good gun shop, and it's one of the only ones that actively keeps a good stock of powders and primers and stuff. I can run over to Academy and get some primers, but I try not to because I try to give my money to the shop that actually carries the stuff I need.
Well, Big Al, we're glad to have you, brother. I'm glad you came in, and I'm glad we was able to shed some light on your 6.5 Grendel. Again, another guy I want, while we're talking shout-outs here, our buddy Kevin up at New York City Reloading is doing 2 giveaways. Y'all need to, if you're not subbed to him, you need to make sure you get over and check out his stuff. And if you like it, subscribe. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. He's a good dude. And I think I can go ahead and say that he's going to be our guest next week, if that's okay with you guys. But I think Kevin will be on here with us next weekend, next Friday night.
And one thing I can tell y'all is I don't have a mohawk. That just happens to be gray hair. It catches up to you eventually.
Because you're old. You are old. Your pipe.
He ain't as old as me.
You ceased being old though, Jamie. You've crested the wave to wise, right?
Seasoned.
You're seasoned.
Yeah, Jamie's seasoned and wise. I'm just old.
Yeah, you're just old.
And crotchety.
The Lord blesses you with more years, Kyle. You'll turn into the sage as well. See, y'all can't see it tonight because of my camera's messing up. I gotta get this fixed. My beard is salt and pepper, so that's where the seasoned part comes in, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
But my hair
not under steak, and you're good to go.
I was asked by one of my supervisors today, was I just going for the full ZZ Top look? And I said, absolutely, man. He said, man, that is awesome. Like that. And I said, well, at the first time I smell this beard because it's getting hot, I said, the beard's coming off.
Yeah. Get one of those full tang knives and just get to chopping.
Yeah. That's been a fun series.
It has. I enjoyed. I appreciate you tagging me in that. I didn't have 3 full tangs, but I came up with something. So, and Jeremy Gunslinger says he's interested in doing one, so I look forward to seeing that.
I think Big Al, if you're still out there, you need to check out Chico's video on the 3 full tang knives. There's a surprise in there for you, buddy. And
I hadn't even seen Chico's video on that. When did you do that?
Was a couple days ago, Jamie?
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Was it Monday? Man, whoo, it's Friday, ain't it? I don't even remember.
Well,
it's been a rough week.
Whenever you posted that, everybody else decided to post their videos. Nobody posted anything for like 3 days, and all of a sudden my feed was just full. So I had a good day.
Well, see, me and you were just exactly opposite. Hang on, I gotta plug my phone into my battery pack here. We're exactly the opposite because I wasn't getting any notifications at all. I mean, it has.
Yeah, I think YouTube's playing around with the notification thing again.
It's been a fun series. I will hang on. Let me do this so I don't blind everybody with lights and stuff. It has been a real fun series. The ones I've seen. I hadn't seen yours, Chico. I don't know if Jeremiah from Country Preppers put his up or not. I mean, there's been all kinds of stuff that I hadn't seen. I've seen other people's videos referencing other people that I knew were tagged in it, but I hadn't got any notifications of them. So, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I need to see if the people I tagged did a video. I haven't been on YouTube neither.
I mean, I've got plenty of full tang knives, but they go from my favorite ones to ones I hardly ever use, all the way into machetes and kukris and everything else. You know, I don't know if y'all saw that in my last video, but
yes, sir.
I've got plenty of full tang knives. It wasn't that I was lacking, but yeah, I hadn't seen a whole lot of responses to it. I don't know why, because I know I'm subscribed to everybody that was tagged, so it's weird.
Big Al, that one that you put up don't count, bro, because it came out before you were tagged, and you only showed us a glimpse of the full tangs and showed us some folders. So you got a redo coming, my man.
Uh-oh. Hashtag retag.
That's a good one, Big Al. So if you cut yourself, yell, Tang, I just cut myself. When I was growing up, Tang was orange drink that they used on the Apollo.
Still available.
Is that they still make that stuff?
What do you think astronauts drink?
Still available in the dirty South, at least.
You can still find it, brother. You can still find it at Walmart.
All those people up in that space station would be dying of dehydration if Tang wasn't around. Come on.
They just got tired of chasing down clear bubbles. They wanted to chase down some orange bubbles and drink them.
Well, fellas, we are getting about time to say goodnight.
Sure, definitely. Hey, I'll go first like always. Side chat and panel, thanks for having me on, guys. Like, I know we're celebrating the anniversary, and I definitely appreciate all these gentlemen and everyone in the side chat always helping the new guy out and accepting me as a new part of their team of this Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night chat. So thanks, everyone. I really appreciate it. Love y'all. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. So,
very good, my brother. Very good. Very well said. Hang on. I'm gonna make y'all have to look at me for this one. kick back in the living room.
Ribbit, 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 ribbit.
Oh, they're
ribbit.
outside. They're outside. I know, ribbit, ribbit. Yeah.
I just wanted to make it normal.
Guys on the side chat, I for one am extremely amazed that it's been a year and actually that y'all stuck around. I guess we're pretty entertaining at some points and times. I don't know, maybe informative at others. I really do appreciate it because I got to tell you, I really enjoy this every weekend. Just come home, kick back, and talk about guns with other people for a little bit. It's really cool to me. I can't believe it's been a year. I'm really humbled by the entire experience. Met a lot of great people along the way. Made a lot of really good friendships with people that I haven't met yet that I do intend to meet. So I just appreciate everybody sticking around and hanging out with us for a year. It's been great. And the frogs say, hey.
So, Moser, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I know. Especially for me with life getting busy and everything else like that, it's one of those things that I've definitely missed, and you don't realize how much you miss until you're back doing it again. And I think I enjoy the side chat banner. I enjoy the banner back and forth between everybody, but it's more just kind of the relationships you build, you know, and getting to know people and you know, getting off there and talking about, you know, more personal stuff and things like that. It's just been a really fun experience for me. And when I first started out, I know I said to Nathan, oh, well, you know, I might do this once a month or whatever. And there for a while, I was actually coming every week. But it is something that I enjoy. It's definitely something I miss doing. I'm hoping that can change as this year progresses some. So, you know, we'll just have to see what happens. But I definitely, you know, it's funny to be back here 6 months later and still see half the same faces in the chat that have always been here. I remember when Vanessa Kitty's first live chat, and now she barely said 3 words, and now she's, you know, in there with the rest of them. So, you know, it's fun, and I enjoy it, and I thank you guys for it. So,
Well, thanks for being a part of us, buddy. We miss you when you're not here, and like I said, we send you links. Jump in when you can. Like Briscoe Darling says, hold on tight, jump in when you can. 1, a 2, a 3. But it's been a great year, guys, and I don't know what else to say. It hadn't already been said. I hope we have many, many more years of doing this in front of us. But one thing I will say is the fact that we were talking earlier about the notifications getting all crazy. You know, we're not totally dependent on YouTube. We figured out some other ways to have live streams that won't be near as convenient as YouTube, but we do have another home. So the Reloaders Network gets more prevalent every time we have issues like this come up. So now we've got an app that functions very much like Facebook. So I encourage all y'all go check out Headspace, check out the Reloaders Network. I've got so many videos I want to do that are probably not going to be on Facebook, on the YouTube because of their policies. So we'll have to see what happens. But until next week, guys, y'all stay safe, and we'll hopefully gather back together again next Friday night, and I'll have my camera fixed by then.
Absolutely.
Oh, you mean we got to look at you then? Oh, man.
Well, I want to thank Mooser 316 guys. If you don't know Mooser, he has chatted some here in the side chat. You can go back and find that and go to his channel and take a look at his work. I want to thank Georgia Boy 44. I'm sorry that Eddie B wasn't able to make it, or Ambiguity. I want to thank, of course, Kyle and Chico and Jamie. They've been great, and I've enjoyed getting to know them. I've enjoyed getting to know you guys in the side chat. It has been an awesome, awesome, awesome year, and I really do appreciate everybody's involvement and their help when, I couldn't host it any right now or the times in the past where I couldn't host. And it's really, allowed us to kind of keep on going and keep doing this thing. We got the just want to mention one last time before we head out. We're going to be doing a giveaway Georgia Shooting Connection 1 year anniversary. It's going to be a 45 Colt kind of gift basket. And what we're going to do to register for that is to go to www.headspace.thereloadersnetwork.com. There'll be a post on there tomorrow. Go ahead and just comment on that, and we'll get you listed into the drawing. So, guys, I really appreciate it. It's been a crazy ride, and it's been a good night. So, all you that came out and said hi, I appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Have a good night.